Thank you guys. Obviously, thank you for having me.
I don't know. Marvel movie, it's hard. They're all really, I mean, I love what they're doing right now. I think they're so smart. And like I said, I hope DC can keep up, but I don't know. We'll
It's
see,
always
right?
interesting to do a drama where it's true to life, like a true story, or it's based in reality and it's a dramatic story. But for me, I live that every day. That's what I live. And I wake up and I'm doing my dramatic life. So for science fiction projects, there's that suspension of disbelief as an artist too, and it's fun. It's fun to go to work under those pretenses where you're not always trying to relate to real life experiences. That's where, to me, the joy of doing what we do comes in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I liked No Place Like Home because, obviously that was the introduction of my character. And I liked that scene with the monk and all that, and I thought it was very cool how she was introduced. And I also liked the 100th episode, because it was the last episode people thought maybe of the whole show ever. And the culmination of glory, and there was a lot of stunts, and it was just a fun episode to be a part of. So those were kind of my two favorites. Okay, the most beautiful thing I've ever learned from someone, I don't know the answer to that. I gotta think about that. What?
Maybe your mom, something about...
I don't know. I don't know. I gotta think about that.
Okay.
I've learned a lot over my years.
Of course.
I think, here's, I don't know if this is the most beautiful thing, but here's something definitely I've learned, and I'm still learning from my children, who are amazing and fabulous, is patience. And I don't have enough of it, and I'm trying to have more patience all the time because, as a parent, you don't want to take away the joy and excitement they have for so many things, but also we're like, come on, hurry up, we're gonna do this, hurry, we're gonna do that, and I'm just trying to ease up and be more patient with them. So.
Is there advice that you would be giving to new parents?
Well, it's pretty easy until the baby starts to talk and walk. So for new parents, my advice would be just try to sleep. But yeah, I definitely think that I think that that's one of the most important things about parenting is patience and not trying to control everything. Because the more you try to control the circumstance or the situation, the more you're kind of putting limitations, creative limitations. So, that would be, I guess, my advice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And let's tweet Pop Funko.
And do your children watch the show?
They don't watch Buffy yet, but they have seen Bring It On. And they're young. They're 2 years old, 3 years old, 5 years old, and 7 years old. So, they haven't been introduced to Glory yet. But they do watch a lot of other stuff.
They're not afraid of you.
Not yet.
And did you choose the colors you wore during the episodes?
It's interesting because I didn't really have that much say. Let me tell you how it works. Sarah chooses the clothes that Sarah wants. And then everything else is whatever the budget has left, which is fine. That's how it should be. It's her show. But Glory started off looking fabulous, and then as the season went on, she looked more, in my opinion, a little bit more trashy than classy. And I think that maybe that was because of the money limitations on the wardrobe. I would say no to things, but I never got to go shopping or anything like that for her.
I think it was difficult to run with the heels.
It was.
So, but I think you should be a great girl because you're as young as the show.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks.
Thanks.
And thanks for coming this weekend. Hello.
Hi. Because of Glory's story that she just wanted to go home, do you think she was genuinely evil or that everything that happened was just a consequence of her trying to get home?
I don't think she was evil at all. I mean, she did just want to go home, and she was just trying to achieve what would get her there. It's not her fault that the monks hid the key in Dawn. But I also think as an actress, when you approach a character, you can't approach them as like, oh, they're evil, I'm gonna play an evil character. You have to approach it just like any other, just like a role where you don't pinpoint the good, the bad, you just look at the dynamics of that person. Even though she was a god, it was still a person playing, that role, and approach it that way. So no, I never viewed her as evil. I knew she was the big bad, obviously,
Yeah.
and she served a purpose on the show and for that season. But just from my perspective.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Hi, Claire.
Hello.
I wanted to know, we see a lot of French actors having a good career in the United States, so I wanted to know, what do you think about their success? And would you have liked to have a career in another country that you're on?
I think that it's great that other actors are from different nations, France and all over Europe, the UK, Australia, are able to have, careers in the United States. Sure, if somewhere else in the world would love to hire me to do their productions, of course I would love that. But I think that the reason mostly we bring other actors in is, the United States, Los Angeles, makes the most movies, the most television shows, next to Bollywood, believe it or not. Which, by the way, I would love to be in a Bollywood movie. Fabulous.
And would you have liked to be in a French movie, and which one?
Sure, but I don't know if I know which French movie off the top of my head. But sure, of course.
Thank you.
Each of the characters I've created, I'm proud of all the films I've done. I think that you leave a little bit of yourself in each of the roles. So, there's not one that I'm kind of not, that I don't like to talk about. I like to talk about all of them. Obviously, Bring It On was a very fun film, and has been a film, similar to Buffy in that it's gone on and people still appreciate it and recognize it, but a little bit different than Buffy, where Buffy had a deeper meaning. Bring It On, there was no deeper meaning. I don't want to burst your bubble, but it was just a movie about cheerleading.
I was going to ask though, obviously you're quite familiar with all the superhero movie, TV shows. Maybe I haven't watched them because I said that yesterday, but I was going to ask, if you could choose to be in one current comic book TV show, which one would you choose?
A comic book TV show?
Well, it's a superhero show.
A superhero show.
Like Flash or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you could choose to be in one, which one would you choose to be in?
Daredevil.
Okay, that's a good answer.
I think it's the best one right now. I mean, I like Flash and Arrow, and I haven't watched them all the episodes, but I think Daredevil is amazing. If you haven't seen it, you should.
Jessica Jones here?
Yes.
Do you think that was better than Daredevil?
No. But I like it.
Okay. Alright. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Claire.
You're welcome.
Hi, Claire.
Hi.
Question about Geek Nation. Which was really awesome on point. But where did the idea came about? Like having coffee when I needed my own nation, or just?
I knew. Okay, where did the idea come about? That's a good question. I always knew I wanted to have a bigger imprint on the business than just being an actress. I love acting, but your creative input is limited. It's limited by if you're hired, it's limited by what the director thinks, it's limited by what the editor finally cuts the project together to look like. So I knew that I wanted to control more than that. And so my husband and I decided that we would start this company, Geek Nation, where we produced our own content. And so that's kind of where the impetus was behind it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.